I'm just taking down the runner bean plants now. What I'm going to do after I've weeded it and give it a top up with a bit of compost now, I was thinking the space in between the canes is wasted for a long while. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try a different strain of garlic in the middle, keep it separate from the speciality garlic that I normally grow. We're going to try a different variety down the middle of here and see how it goes. So that's the bed's been weeded. Get a little top dressing with some rotted manure and that. Also added in some fibrous 6X as well. Rake that in lightly to the top and to bring the levels up. Now, I said earlier on I was trying a new trial in this bed. This, is, as you know, is the bed that I use for the runner beans, and this lies vacant until at least April, so I thought I'd make use of it, especially down the centre. So I'm going to be planting some garlic. Now I've got my normal garlic up the top, which is my Marco, and another French variety, I'm not sure what it is. But I thought I'd give a try to using supermarket purchased garlic. Now I've heard rumours of people having great success with this and others saying that there's been no good. Even suspected they've been sprayed with inhibitors to hold it back while it's in the shops. All I know this, I purchased it from Sainsbury's, and the only thing on the label is the packaging number, and it's grown somewhere in Spain. So planting as usual, roughly about 4 to 6 inches apart, about 3 or 4 inches deep, right down the centre. And so while this is still growing away, which we'll lift it in June sometime, the runner beans will be in then, but by that time this will be established way up the middle. So let's give it a try. So got 17 in altogether. Put a little bit of a framework around, that's purely just to keep the fox off who comes hunting round of a night. Any fresh soil, and he does a bit of digging. So those are the supermarket garlic. We'll keep our eye on those. Well, the second load of cow manure arrived, and I've managed to get all my beds done now. On the end bed here, that's actually been manured, and I've put the black plastic over the top because I've got some storage still to find, so I'll put my potatoes on there, which I'm still in the tubs. My hoop house there for the strawberries, and there's a few odds and ends down on the bottom. That'll only be temporary until I can get some place to put these permanently. I'll probably put the potato buckets into the bottom greenhouse once I've cleared that out. As I say, all these are ready now, and for the worms to do the work. On this bed here, I've still got my celery, and I want to get that out before we get any frosts. That seemed to have perked up the last month or so, so I'll be sharing that with you when I lift it. And in the final bed here, as you can see, I've still got my leeks. Next job up, I want to do a bit of weeding in there because I only went over this with the hoe before I put the cow manure on. So that's the 4 beds done. And say tomorrow we'll sort the celery out. Now we've got that manuring out the way. The big job is while I was doing that, I noticed in the coal frame I've still got my onions in there. Put them in there as soon as I lifted them with the glass covers on, but with a gap in to let the air through. And they have dried out quite nicely. But with this damp weather coming in now, I thought it's better to get them in cleaned up and put them into storage in the garage. Otherwise I don't want them to start rotting again. I've got some white onions here, the tough ball, vento, and these are the long red Florence, and I'm just separating them. And so far, so good. They've been, well, there's got one or two, has got a few little soft necks, but I'm going to put those aside and use them first. But apart from that, the rest look quite good. As you can see, I've got plenty to keep me occupied for the rest of the afternoon. Well, that's another job I'm glad to see the back on. In general, I'm pretty happy with this. These white onions here are a mixture of Vento, Tough Ball, I think there's one called Walla Walla and Delista. And moving across here, these now need no introduction. These are called Long Red Florence. I think I got these out just in time because the nights are getting colder now, but more importantly it's getting damp as well. So out of all those, I think I lost about 6 where they'd gone a bit squidgy. I put 2 or 3 aside, which I'm going to use first, but these are in the crates, will end up going into the garage, into storage. I'm starting the quick tidy up now in the allotment greenhouse. I've already had a winter visitor this morning and noticed there's a rat in here, dug a tunnel. So I'm going to remove all the foliage from the peppers, tomatoes, whatever's in here, then leave it bare and basic, and I'll probably put a trap down as well. So I've had a little go at the greenhouse. You can see I've got all the peppers, tomato plants and whatever out. The pots I'm still in there, I've left the stalks in. That's what I tend to do, and leave these in during the winter, and I empty the pots, give them a clear around about January, February, ready for replanting up. Also I'll give the grapevine a clean up, and then you see how much light, extra light is left in. Notice I've left the vent open here, I've propped that open so we've got a airflow, and I'm also going to leave the door open, I think, and also hopefully kill any bugs that might be here in the upcoming colder months. With the allotment greenhouse more or less sorted now, the next job for me is to to tidy up these pepper plants. Obviously I'll just take the stalks down like I did in the other greenhouse there. Sad to say that because I had quite a few breaks away, some of the peppers here have actually gone over without me picking them, but they have cropped really well. So what I'll do, I'll take what fruits are left on there now, tidy them up, discard the squidgy ones, and I'll bring you back and show you what we've got. So that's the last of the peppers chopped down and sorted out. I won't be leaving these in here much longer. I want to take this wicking system out ready so I can start rebuilding the VITOPODs for the upcoming season. While I was at it and all, I also took the blinds off the roof lights, and you can see how much difference that's made as well. As I said previously, sadly there was a few victims because of my neglect. They stayed on the plant too long and have gone squidgy. Nevertheless, the ones that I did recover, these are from both greenhouses, very happy with, and I'll be putting these into the fridge now, and they'll see us through the next few months. The House English have got an obsession with the weather, and I'm no exception. I'm just going to clear my usual crop of chickweed out of here. This is the carrot tank, as you can see. I'm going to pull a few carrots. There's already 1 or 2 come out. Look. What I'm going to do with these now, because the time's moving on, that's a nice carrot, look at that, is I'm going to chop the tops off but leave them in the tank as like a clamp. You can put them in soil or something like that, sand or whatever, but I'm going to just cut them off at ground level on here. So there's a sweet candle, and what I'll do, I'll put the polycarb sheet over the top just to keep the rain out the soil. I don't want this to get too wet now, say, because it does re-sprout and they will split, but as long as the air can get through, I'm going to leave them like that over winter. So I'll just show you them again. There are some nice examples for sweet candle. True to form, just as I was about to start cutting the carrots down, the rain started, and looking up the sky up there, it looked as though it was going to be quite heavy. So rather than risk getting these wet now, I want to keep this soil fairly dry. I've just put a little plastic cover over that like as a temporary measure until probably tomorrow, or when it's a bit drier and I can get down to cutting them properly. Now, one plant that don't mind the wet is this stuff, celery. I did say earlier on that I was going to lift it all, but in hindsight I'm going to hang fire a bit. I don't think we've got any frost coming in the next week or so. I will keep my eye on the forecast, and once there is frost forecast I will lift it. But in the meantime, what we're doing, we're just taking 2 or 3 stalks at a time and we're using it to make soup. There's 2 varieties in here. There's one called Latham Self Blanch, and I think the other one's called Pink Blush. This year it hasn't bulked up as big as it usually does. I don't know if that's because of the extreme dry period we had, but nevertheless, let's put that down there. That's one of the pink ones. So I think this one is the Latham, this type. Give the roots a good shaking. Same with this one. And now you can see there the 2 different colours of the varieties. The heavy showers of rain we had certainly did a nice job of starting to wash this cow manure in, and I'm sure that'll make the job of turning it in much easier. But saying that, I think I may even wait till we have the first few frosts. Well, just about got them covers on in time. We did have a lot of rain, and what's more, we got more on the horizon. I think we got some bad weather coming as well. In fact, I was looking at, I think it was one of Ali's posts, might have been on Instagram. They've got some bad weather over the pond, and I think that's going to be coming over to us. We have got a named storm coming. I can't remember what it is, but I want to say, try and get these done. I could actually leave these as is, because being undercover it will keep it dry, but even with that, the damp weather and the air will actually catch the leaves and they'll eventually go brown and mushy, which will make them horrible, so I might as well cut them off now. So once I've done this, I'm going to put the polycarb sheet on the top, and that'll protect them a lot. They will still get frosted if we have some really bad weather, but that won't hurt them at all. And I always believe frost on a root vegetable like a carrot, swedes, even sprouts, and that makes them all that bit sweeter. So I'm going to get these done. This time of the year there's less and less things we can do on the allotment because obviously of the weather and that, but for me, I tend to start preparing for the upcoming season next year, looking at what I'm going to plant, where, planting, and also check your seed levels and all. If you check the show notes below the video here, I've got a number of discount codes that you can use. There's one for King Seeds, there's one for AUTOPOT, there's Flexios. If you're after some new nets for the next season, just check them out. Every little helps, and if it saves you money, all the better. That's about it from me for this one, and I hope to see you soon. All the best, bye for now.